Happy Friday. So freaking close to a winning night. We got a huge show for you today. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and it is Friday, baby. We made it to the end of the week. Man, oh man, that was tough. We had a 1-2 day yesterday. That's right. It's going to look terrible because it was a losing night, but we were just one stinking PRA away from a winning night. That's right. Kobe White ended on 33, and we needed 34. That's just how it goes sometimes. But anyways, we'll go over that bets recap in a little bit. It is Christmas weekend. Happy holidays to everyone supporting this channel, your families, everybody. This honestly has felt like a little, let's call it online family to us. It's been really awesome to kind of go back and forth with you guys every single day, talking sports and just getting to know each other. It's been a lot of fun. So we're in like month 17 of this channel, and we never would have thought that we'd be almost to 20,000 subscribers. We cannot thank you enough. I know it's mushy gushy stuff, but you know what? It's Christmas. And I just want to let you guys know that we really appreciate all of you. So I hope everyone's able to spend some quality time with some loved ones this weekend and have some fun. Winning or losing bets, talking sports, that's all of our passions, but that doesn't mean anything compared to spending good time with your family. So anyways, NFL player props video coming out on Friday night. So be sure to stay tuned for that. We have been on an absolute roll these last few weeks. And before we get into everything, it's Christmas time. So I have Christmas dad jokes. And I am going to warn you, these are pretty bad. I mean, they are bad. Remember, dad jokes is the key, and they are all Christmas. Here you go. Leave a comment below. Let me know which one you think is the best. First one. How much did Santa pay for his sleigh? Nothing. It was on the house. That's beautiful. What is every parent's favorite Christmas carol? A Silent Night. Holy cow, that hit me hard. That is absolutely correct. What kind of pictures do elves take? Elfies. Beautiful. All right, next one. Where do reindeer go when they lose their tail? The retail store. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And then I have one more non-Christmas one. It's more just a fact. Do you know that you don't need a parachute to skydive? That's right, you actually don't. You only need a parachute to skydive twice. There you go. Just want to let you know. Those are the dad jokes today. Hopefully that gave you a little good start to your day. But in this video, it's a huge one. I'm telling you, we are recapping yesterday. It is Centers Day, talking defenses that give up the most points, the most rebounds, and the most assists to the center position. And then we take a peek inside the lines like we do every Friday, but with a twist today. You will see that when we get there. And then we got 3 best bets in this video and also a Friday parlay. We have been so close the last couple weeks. We got to hit one. And then we'll wrap it all up with the bets recap. Now, to become a Jabbo MVP, hit that join button below. Hit the join button on our channel page. May have to do it from a computer. It's only $2.99 a month. If we bring any value to you or entertainment and you want to support us, that is the best way to do it. You get a badge, emojis, prioritize responses, and things like that. But we appreciate all the ones that are Jabbo MVP. So hit that like button. If you have any time at all, leave a comment below. You can talk about dad jokes, your best basketball bet, maybe your favorite food on Christmas, whatever it is. Leave a comment below. Really helps the algorithm, helps us get closer and closer to those 20,000 subscribers we are trying to reach by the end of the year. So thank you to everyone. I appreciate it. Now let's talk some basketball, and it starts with the recap. All right, there it is. A tough and close 1-2 night. John Morant, 25 plus points. Wemby, 12 plus rebounds. That was an absolute shit show. Morant didn't even hit 25 points. And Wemby, the books and nobody on planet Earth except Greg Popovich knew that he was going to be on a minutes count. He played like 22 minutes, 5 minutes a quarter, maybe a little bit more in the fourth quarter. It was atrocious. Not one word was said about it. The books had him at 13 and a half rebounds, but luckily, I don't have to get too mad about it because John Morant didn't hit his 25 plus anyways. Second bet added was obviously an added one also. Cat 18 plus points, ended with 21, and Jeremy Grant 20 plus points. My goodness, that was a sweat right down to the last minute of the fourth quarter. It should not have been because he missed an easy shot and he also missed 2 free throws earlier, but he finally got his 20th point on a rebound in the last minute of that wild Wizards and Blazers game that I'm sure nobody was watching. And the final one, the one that hurt the most, it's our man, and that is a hook. You see the hook because we lost on the hook. Kobe White over 33.5 PRAs, ended with 30 freaking 3. He could have got a couple more minutes of playing time at the end of the game, but of course there's a blowout because the NBA barely knows how to have any game be competitive at the end of a game. It's just mind-boggling to me. But either way, that's not the excuse. We're just one short. If he gets one more point, one more rebound, or one more assist, I look like a genius. We're 2-1. It was a winning night, and we're off and rolling. But you know what? It doesn't always work out that way. So 1-2, we can move on from this. Player props 53 and 38 now, up 13.57. Overall 69 and 56, up 10.96 units. So it's time to bounce back on this big show on Friday. But before we get into the bets and all that, let's talk some centers. All right, it's no surprise. You can probably close your eyes and guess who the number one worst defense is to centers, the Wizards, giving up the most points along with the Spurs, the Pistons, who may never win a game again. Seriously, is there a worse team in NBA history? My freaking goodness, they're bad. Mavericks, Cavs. We'll talk about the Mavericks later, but they have pretty much their entire team out today. And then you go over to the right side, and it's not even close. That is unbelievable, guys. Joel Embiid, 40.1 points per game. The next closest, Anthony Davis at 28.2. Again, this is in the last 15 days. Now, Embiid has had some easy matchups lately until the last game when he played the Minnesota Timberwolves and still dropped over 50. It's just unbelievable, seriously. Then Jokic, Adebayo, so on and so on, but it's a big drop off after those top two. So that's the points per game for the centers in the last 15 days. Let's go check out the rebounds now. And sure enough, the Spurs and Wizards. That's right. 17.5, 17.43. That is a ton of rebounds to give up to the center position. Nets, Hornets, Nuggets, so on and so on. This is the last 15 days. Knicks are up there because Mitchell Robinson missed some days and things like that. But most rebounds per game, how about Wembanyama? He's only played center for like 6 games. It didn't matter yesterday because he only played 22 freaking minutes. Have I said that I'm irritated by that at all? Thank you, Popovich. He only missed 1 game, by the way. It wasn't a serious injury. Either play him minutes or don't play him. Okay, I'm done ranting about that. Yusuf Nurkic for the Suns, 14.3. He will be out today. We're going to talk about that, but he will be out. Sabonis, 13.1. And B, 12.9, just dominating, so on and so on, all the way down to Jokic with 11 rebounds. So that's the rebounds. Let's go check out the assists now. Hey, the Wizards aren't number 1. They are number 6 on this one. Congratulations. Clippers, Thunder, Rockets. I don't take too much stock into this and assists given up to centers. Especially the last 15 days, if the teams played Jokic or Sabonis or Sengun or guys like that, then it's kind of a big deal. But for the most part, it's not. It's just a matter of who they play because there's a lot of centers that just don't pass the ball. So over there on the right, Jokic 7.9 assists, Sabonis 7.4. Kelly Olynyk, I believe he plays center. I don't know if they put him at power forward there in Utah, but anyways, I put him up there, 6 assists a game. Sengun 4.3, so on and so on. Wemby down there at 3.6 as well. So that's the center position. If you are new to the channel, we do every single position every day of the week. Point guard on Mondays, all the way to the center position on Friday in the last 15 days to kind of help you out. If there's a way I can maybe just do, top 10 teams giving up the most PRAs to each position, I might try to do that if there's a way I can find that and make it kind of easy. I don't want to go try to track it down and calculate everything, but just want to let you know because I know a few of you have requested that. So, anyways, that's the center position. Now, let's take a peek inside the lines. All right, we got a little twist on it today. Now, instead of just against the spread, because it's pretty close to the same every single week, we are going to give you the best against the spread teams at home and then the best against the spread teams on the road. I think that matters a little bit more sometimes. And then we'll finish it with the best over teams and the best under teams. So here are the best teams at home against the spread. The Houston Rockets, number 1. We've talked about it before. They've been awful on the road this year, but they are 10-2-1 ATS at home. Now, if you are new to seeing this, ATS plus minus, that is the average amount of points that the team covers that spread by. So Rockets covering it by 10.5. They are demolishing people at home this year. And then the Minnesota T-Wolves, 8-2-2. The Minnesota T-Wolves are not talked about enough. They are one of the top 5, top 3 teams in the NBA right now. They are playing some very, very good basketball, except for that loss to Joel Embiid. Holy crap. Utah Jazz, 10-3. Yes, I lost a bet trying to fade Utah in Utah. Utah is not a good team, so to see them 10-3 ATS, that's pretty impressive. That just shows you how hard it is to play in altitude out there in Utah. And then Nets, Magic, so on and so on. And then obviously number 9, you get the OKC Sonics, 9-4 ATS at home. So that's the best against the spread teams at home. Let's check out the best ATS teams on the road. Number 1, right there, the Oklahoma City Sonics, 8-3-1 against the spread on the road. They are covering that by 7.5 points. So they have been a very good road team. They're a fun team to watch, to be honest with you. Philadelphia 76ers 8-4, and then 9-5. Obviously, it's a little tougher on the road, so these records kind of get a little more jumbled. Um, but yeah, those are the best against the spread teams on the road. Minus zero point 0.8 are the Wizards. Minus 2.6 are the Kings. So they're actually probably due for a little negative regression there. But that's what we got for the home and road teams. Now let's talk some over under teams. And there it is. Not anything new. The best over team in the league right now is the Indiana Pacers. 26-1, covering the spread by 11.9. That is going down. I think it was close to 15 before. Totals are catching up, and Pacers have gone under a few times. Milwaukee Bucks 19-8, Spurs 18-8, the Sixers 18-9, along with the Mavericks, who are playing much faster this year, and the Atlanta Hawks, so on and so on there. The best under teams. The Clippers have been dethroned. The Denver Nuggets, that's right, the reigning NBA champions are now 11-18, which means they have gone under in 18 of their 29 games. Clippers right behind them. Grizzlies, so on and so on. If you see a minus number, that's because that's how much they're going under the total by. So anyways, hopefully this helps you guys. I know we've had some requests on wanting me to give out more, spread picks and totals. And honestly, guys, I hope this helps you guys, the people that don't like to bet player props. But I'm just gonna give out, the best bets that I like and that I think are the most fitting, because I don't want to force bets. I don't want to force more, spread picks and things like that if there's player props that I like more and things and all that stuff. So, anyways, I'm done rambling. That's a peek inside the lines, and it's time, baby. Let's go. Let's talk some best bets. All right, game number one takes us out to Philadelphia. We got the 76ers hosting the Toronto Raptors. Sixers -8, over under 228.5. ATS of the year, Raptors 12-14, Sixers 19-8. They are the second best against the spread team in the league. I won't give you home and away. We've already gone over that in this video. Over under, Raptors 14-3 to the under, 76ers 18-9 to the over. I did already go over that as well. They are a top over team in the league. Head to head, these teams have played twice already. 76ers won 114-107, with Embiid and Maxey scoring 34 plus points each. And then Scotty Barnes had 24 points, and nobody else in the Raptors that game had more than 17. And then the second one, 76ers won again by 15, 114-99. Embiid had a nice solid 28 points in that one as well. So, we have not done this in a while, but my best bet is the first leg of a money line parlay. It is the 76ers money line, baby. That's right. First, it's the Nick Nurse revenge game. He already's played him twice, but he wants to beat him again, I'm sure, after being fired by the Toronto Raptors. I don't think that really matters, guys. I would have bet this no matter what. I just wanted to point that out. But Embiid, as I mentioned, is on an absolute other planet right now. He's been unbelievable. Just put up 51 against Rudy Gobert, Towns, and those boys in Minnesota. Raptors do not match up well, in my opinion. They're going to have to put like Jakob Pertl, who is known for being a defender, not exactly a defender who can leave around the paint at the rim. So Embiid goes all over the court. He can score from anywhere on the court. Whether it's him or Siakam or Precious Achua, I just don't see much there. Raptors are a bottom three team, also shooting the ball at 33.9% from 3-point range. I just really don't think they have the weapons to keep up with the Sixers, as you've already seen in two games. But also, big difference here on the offensive end. Other than the Raptors not shooting the ball well, they are also just 21st in offensive rating. They are scoring 112.2 points per game. 76ers have the second best offensive rating in the NBA, scoring 122.3 points per game. Also, just a little tidbit, nothing huge, but 76ers are the number one team in getting steals, forcing turnovers. And the Raptors have been known to turn the ball over quite a bit here and there. So, that could lead to some easy buckets for the Sixers as well. But I just think there's just too many weapons. Maxey and Embiid and those boys in Philly at home with how well they play there. I think they're going to beat the Toronto Raptors for a third straight time. And especially since the Raptors, they just struggle on the road, guys. They're 3-8 straight up, I believe it is, on the road. It's just not pretty. So give me the Sixers money line as the first leg of the parlay. The next game takes us out to Houston, Texas. We got the Houston Rockets hosting the Dallas Mavericks. Rockets -7.5, over under 228.5. ATS Mavericks 14-3 or 14-13. Rockets 15-8-2. We already mentioned how good they are at home, the number one home team against the spread. Over under Mavericks 18-9 to the over. Rockets 10-15 to the under, as you saw earlier. Second leg of the money line parlay. You know exactly who I'm going with. Give me the Houston Rockets money line to pair with the 76ers money line at -125 on DraftKings. When I looked on FanDuel, it was -140. If it gets even higher on both books by the time you see this video, I do apologize, but it's -125 now. I have to take it. If you have to add a Warriors money line or something small, go Embiid 30 points or 25 points if you want to be real safe. That might not be a bad option either. But Rockets, let's talk about this game. Mavericks are missing their entire team pretty much. They will be without, and I repeat, Luka Doncic. Luka freaking Doncic is out. Kyrie Irving still out. Derek Lively, their center, out. Dante Exum out. I mean, we're talking it's ugly, guys. I don't understand why it's 7.5. To be honest with you, I know the Rockets offense can struggle sometimes, which can make it hard to cover. But like I mentioned, they cover a lot at home, and they cover pretty easily too. So Rockets, other than being one of the top home teams, I just think honestly, I don't even know like who's going to score. We're talking Tim Hardaway Jr. on this team that's going to have to take a ton of shots and score a lot. It's going to get ugly. In Dallas's only game without Luka this season, they lost by 12 to the Grizzlies. We're talking pre-Ja Morant Grizzlies. They lost by 12. They only scored 94 points. And this Houston Rockets team is one of the best defenses in the league. I think the Mavericks team total under might be a sneaky bet as well. I don't think they score much at all in this game. So I like the Rockets, Van Vliet, Dylan Brooks, all those boys, Sangoon, Jalen Green. I just think they got too many weapons to match up with a bunch of pretty much second stringers for the Dallas Mavericks. So give me the Rockets money line. Give me the 76ers money line on the money line parlay at minus 125. My second bet takes us out to Miami. We got the Miami Heat hosting the Atlanta Hawks. Heat -1, over under 236.5. ATS, the Atlanta Hawks are the worst against the spread team in the entire NBA at 7-20. That is bad. Heat 12-16 ATS, not that much better. Over under Hawks 18-9 to the over. Heat 15-13 to the over. Head to head this year, the Heat beat the Hawks by 8. That was without Jimmy Butler and without Tyler Hero, so that was pretty impressive. The Hawks also had Jalen Johnson that game, which they do not right now. I'm going to get right into it. It is the same game parlay in this game. It's player props only here. Give me Tyler Hero 20 plus points, Trae Young 10 plus assists at -109 on FanDuel. Now let's talk Tyler Hero 20 plus points. Again, Jimmy Butler is still out, just like we talked about yesterday. He is still out of this game, or a couple days ago. In the 2 games without him this season, Hero has scored 22 and 28. But what I love, he took 23 and 17 field goal attempts. So, I love betting on a guy knowing that the volume's going to be there, the minutes are going to be there because they're going to count on him. He's facing the Hawks, which is a great matchup. They struggle defensively in general, especially versus shooting guards. They have given up the 3rd most points to shooting guard position in the last 15 days at 24.90. And over the course of the whole season, they've given up the 2nd most points to the shooting guard position. So it's not just a fluke 15 days. It has been all season. They've also given up the 5th most three-pointers to the shooting guard position. Obviously, that helps because they don't defend the perimeter well. Tyler Hero likes to shoot threes, shoots them well, shoots 41.7% from three-point range. So give me a guy that I think is going to shoot about 20 times, play a ton of minutes to just score 20 points. That is an alt line, obviously. Next one, Trae Young, 10 plus assists. This guy, I've talked about him before. This is another alt line barely. His line is at 10.5. If you want to pivot from this bet and you don't have alt lines, I would take Trae Young over 10.5 assists probably. But this guy averages the 2nd most potential assists in the entire NBA at 18.3 potential assists per game. He averages 11.1 real assists per game. And he has 10 plus assists in 17 of his 25 games this season, including 10 plus assists in 5 straight games. And when I say 5, here's what he's done in the last 5. 14, 15, 10, 11, and 17 the last 5. I mean, he's been going over it by quite a bit in some of these too. He's now facing a Heat team that struggles defending the point guard, especially when it comes to assists. They've given up the 4th most assists this season to the point guard position at 9.55 per game. And that's their average. Trae Young is no average point guard when it comes to assists. He's pretty much as good as it gets, other than Tyrese Halliburton. He played the Heat early this season with Jimmy Butler in the game, and he had 11 assists. So I think he keeps it rolling here as long as his teammates can hit some shots. I think he gets 10 plus assists. I think Tyler Hero gets 20 plus points. Put them together at -109. Okay, my third and final bet before we get into the Friday parlay takes us out to Sacktown. We go to Sacramento, California, where the Kings are hosting the Phoenix Suns. Kings -3.5, over under 245.5. Against spread, Suns 10, 16, and 1 to ATS, and they have looked absolutely horrendous lately. Kings 14 and 12 against the spread. Over under Suns 16-11 to the over. Kings 15-11 to the over. So very similar there. I'm going to get right into my best bet on this one. It's not a side. If I had to lean a side, there's just no way I'm backing the Suns. From what I've seen, they're lethargic, just not moving the ball offense. They're ISO ball. I just don't like watching them play, to be honest. I think they can improve and they will improve. But they got to figure something out in Phoenix because it's just not pretty right now, in my opinion. But my best bet in this game, it's a player prop. Give me Domantas Sabonis over 12.5 rebounds at minus 120 on DraftKings. First, I want to say this. Domantas, I apologize for taking your under and rebounds and assists earlier this year. And so we're going to make up for it right here. I do apologize, though, if you are watching, which I am sure you are. Anyways, but he's a beast on the glass, guys. He's averaging 12.2 rebounds per game. Also, averaging, like I talk about potential assists, Sabonis is averaging the third most rebound chances per game at 20.7. He's averaging almost 21 rebound chances a game, and I need 13 here. He's facing a team that's been giving up a lot of rebounds to centers the last few games. We're talking DeAndre Ayton had 15 rebounds against him. Daniel Gafford had 17 rebounds against him. And Sabonis had 17 rebounds against him in his first meeting with the Suns. On top of all that, Yusuf Nurkic will be out this game for personal reasons, in case you don't know that already. He's probably their best rebounding center, so this only helps. He's going to be fighting with other guys that are just not going to be as physical. And even with Nurkic up there, I liked it anyway, so it's just kind of a bonus. So I think Sabonis has a huge game here on the glass. His points total is like 20 and a half. That was a little too high for me. I saw his assists for like 7.5 if you were looking to combo it, but to be honest, the best one I like is the rebounds. So give me Sabonis over 12.5 rebounds as my final best bet. And let's check out that Friday parlay. All right, we had just barely missed these last couple weeks, but I feel a winner coming on. Here we go. The Friday parlay is Joel Embiid over 33.5 points, Dylan Brooks 12 plus points, and the over 248 in the Wizards and Warriors. Now, two of those are alt lines, but you put these three together, plus 313. I'm just going to talk briefly about each one. Joel Embiid over 33.5 or 34 plus points, same thing. I think his total is 35.5. You can just take that if you want, but sometimes he gets close to this total. I just wanted to reduce it a couple points to be safe. I don't need to tell you. He's the most unstoppable force on planet Earth right now. Just dropped 51 on the T-Wolves, like I mentioned over and over. As you saw earlier, also averaging 40.1 points per game the last 15 days, and he's got a great matchup against the Raptors. So next one, Dylan Brooks, 12 plus points. Good Lord, I'm taking a Dylan Brooks points prop. I don't know what's wrong with me. Check me. I think I'm sick or something, but he's playing well. He's shooting the ball efficiently. He's averaging 14.2 points per game this season, and he scored 12 plus points in 4 straight games. His total is at 14.5, so I reduced it down to 12. I think there's blowout potential here against the Mavericks backups. But yeah, 4 straight games, 19, 16, 18, and 26 points. Again, I just need 12. Mavericks, voice is going out already. Mavericks giving up 23.40 points per game to the small forward position this season, and that's when they have their whole team. Now they're missing their entire team. So again, I just like the 12 plus because of the blowout. If you want to take 14.5, you can, but that's my second leg. The third and final leg, probably going to be the toughest leg. We got to have one in there. Over 248, Wizards and the Warriors. Well, the Wizards play zero defense, and the Warriors aren't a great defensive team, especially without Draymond Green. So the Wizards giving up 126.5 points per game. That's right, 126.5. Warriors giving up 116 points per game. Offenses are actually similar. They are 9th and 10th in scoring at 117 and 116.5 points per game on offense. And now the Wizards play at the fastest pace in the NBA, so that's just going to speed up the Warriors, who are like 13th or 14th right now. And I think, sometimes when you watch it, the Warriors play a little faster without Draymond Green sometimes, depending on what their lineup is, if they're playing small or not. But either way, there's going to be a ton of shots with these teams. High pace, not a ton of defense. Two teams that actually can score. Yes, the Wizards can't score. They just can't stop anybody. So I think this game is in the 250s. So give me the over 248 as my final leg to go with Dylan Brooks, 12 plus points, and Joel Embiid, 34 plus points as my Friday parlay for plus 313 on DraftKings. Man, that was fun. That's our Friday show. Let's check out the bets recap. All right, it's time for a bounce back. Let's finish the week strong. We got the Sixers Rockets moneyline parlay at minus 125. Again, add the Warriors if you want to make it safe or to make the odds better. Or maybe like Embiid, 25 plus points, 30 plus, whatever you want to do. But second one, same game parlay. Tyler Hero, 20 plus points. Trae Young, 10 plus assists at minus 109 on FanDuel. And then Domantas Sabonis, over 12.5 rebounds at minus 120. And then the juicy Friday parlay at plus 313. Give me Embiid over 33.5 points. Dylan Brooks, 12 plus points. And the over 248 in the Washington Golden State game. Man, that was fun. we got to finish the week strong. Had some bad breaks last couple days, but you know what? It's going to happen. So let's sweep the board. A nice 4-0 night would be a great way to finish the week. But that NFL player props video will be out late Friday night for the weekend, and then we'll let you know. Keep you guys posted for the weekend schedule. We know there's games on Monday and all that, but we got Christmas Eve, Christmas, and all that family time. So, anyways, hope everyone has a great Friday, and we'll talk to you soon.